arm wrestle like games against Swans normally are, but in the last quarter you probably couldn't have played too much better. You really did run them off their legs in the finish.
Yeah, look, been an interesting history probably in my whole 7 years here against Swans, but clearly over the last 2 or 3 years the games are entertainment value if nothing else. Both sides today I thought ran pretty hard, tried to move the ball quickly, catch the opposition out, and our work rate over 4 quarters clearly stood up. Fantastic first quarter I thought for the most part, extremely disappointing second quarter, even third quarter, and there was just signs, we just thought there were signs just before 3/4 time that fatigue was setting in, and we were confident that we'd be able to run out the game. So really proud of the way the boys did that today.
What have you been able to do this year that's allowed you to finish out games so well? You've had big comebacks, you've had big finishes in close games like this one that you got on top. What's working so well for you to finish games so well?
Yeah, look, it's obviously a topic of conversation that we have as well. First thing is we have great belief in the way the players work. Their work rate and their work ethic on and off the field is fantastic. We think we're blessed with the best S&C coach in the competition, and clearly what Craig does with them allows them to finish games off. But then there's a couple of things that you can't put a stat on, and that's belief. And I think right now the players have great belief that they can finish games off, and I think that's a huge advantage. Do we finish games off, or do other sides drop off? One thing, if you analyse our statistics like I do, and I'm not about to chop them all out, I have a bit of a belief that we're able to maintain our level consistently through each of the 4 quarters, and other sides probably have a bigger fluctuation in what they do, and it just happens that we're able to stick at what we do for longer, and it probably looks like we're running over the top. Clearly the numbers will say we are, but there's a little bit of, we're doing the same things at the 30-minute mark of the last quarter as we're doing at the 2-minute mark of the first quarter, and I'm really proud of the way the players were able to do that.
That was a finals type sort of game in terms of the intensity, and with only 3 weeks to go before the finals, you'll play finals, you'll probably finish top 3 unless you, lose the last 2 games. Is that good preparation now for the finals? Well,
look, Swans were obviously going to come at us today. They had to win to probably realistically keep their final hopes alive. They've got the opportunity next week playing Claremont, but then we'll probably need to rely on the last round fixture, which is actually our fixture against Claremont. So we knew it was going to be a tough day at the office, and they were going to throw everything at us. We still think there's a little bit more upside in us. Rodder, Rasmussen, Tedesco, Shannon. As a coach, I'm pretty confident they're in our best 22. There's a couple others like a Mitch Van Berlo and 1 or 2 others that could easily be in our best 22. So we've been able to cover that pretty well. But to play at that level, to be challenged by it, I still think Swans are a good side. Whether they make the finals or not, I think 2 through to about 7 or 8, there's not a lot of difference. Subi have shown over a period of time that they're clearly the best side in the competition. So to be able to stand up to that can't hurt us going to the finals. When it was good to finish a game again, one of the few times of the year with 22 fit blokes on. Fit may be overstatement, because Nelly got slid into his ankle and tweaked it again. It's one of those ones that they're trying to stamp out, and not blaming anyone, but Nelly pulled up pretty sore from that. And we've got a couple of niggles, but pretty happy with where we are with our squad, and we should get some. Selection's probably going to be pretty late over the next couple of weeks, because at least those 4 will press for this week, and if not, probably the week after.
Good to have Ryan Kerr back. It looks like he probably can't bend still because of his back, but he makes a big difference just with his quality, and his ball use is outstanding.
Yeah, look, that's probably why we've taken the punt. We still think our ball use and our ball movement can improve. That's a personnel issue as much as it is a game style. And we we were rapt to have him back today. So look, yeah, he didn't train for 4 or 5 weeks, 6 weeks, and then he just miraculously rolled up to training one day and they said, I'm right to go, or he said, I'm right to go, and we took the punt, and we're willing to take that punt nearly purely based on his ball use.
Do you expect him to be able to get through the rest of the year now?
Well, you would think on what he showed today, there's no reason why he can't. Pre-existing injuries, you've got to take a bit of a punt with those. If bloke's got a strapped shoulder and he hurts his shoulder, do you say you shouldn't have played him, you should have played him? We know what the risks are with playing Rowan Kerr, and they are really, really minimal. Otherwise we wouldn't be playing him. But you never know. Fit people get injured, and sometimes you've got a sore left shoulder and you hurt your right shoulder, or you just don't know. There's something that, we've talked about that. Really, this 3 weeks, if Rowan gets through, we'll know what we're prepared to risk and not risk. And based on today, I think the risk is well worth it.
With all the talk about the club, about things non-football related, as a playing group and coaching staff, do you just ignore that now and focus on the footy, or do you get bought into it at all?
No, we've pretty much had that philosophy all year that it's not something that we can control. I'm sure if you ask the coach, the players, the supporters, the board, is our preference to be on television? Well, yeah, it would be. We're part of a competition that is promoted and shown on free-to-air television, so we'd be silly to say that we wouldn't prefer that. We fully understand why that's not happening at the moment, but to be completely honest, I've probably had the need or the want to talk to the playing group probably 2 or 3 times for the whole year. Probably when it started, it was clearly that we had to talk to them about it, maybe once through the year, and then clearly this week with a headline that's sprawled over the back page of a paper. We feel the need to counsel our players on that, and to their credit, they've been really rock solid. We know that whether we're on television or we're not has no bearing on whether we win or lose. So we give it minimal airtime and we give it minimal thought, but I can't say that it's not in the back of people's minds, but we can't control it.
Just finally, South Wales next week, do you have to be mindful of not having any sort of a drop-off, given it's a team that's not going to be playing finals, when this week you've had a big game against Swans, then you've got a big one against Claremont after that?
Yeah, team selection around fixturing at WAFL level is always a challenge, because you get 3 general buys and the state game buy, and we can't control when they are. This year we've got an 8-game run into the finals, and then there's potential to play 4 more finals if it ends up on grand final day. So that's a 12-week run. So through our S&C staff and our coaching staff, we're mindful of that. Hence why last week we probably took the conservative approach for, say, at Nelson and at Rodder, and whilst Rodder didn't play again today, he could have easily played today if we needed him to. So are there a few more players in that boat? Probably, but I would dare say that the 22 players we put out on the park on any given week will be trying to win a game of football, and that's all we can do. And I think if you don't have that mindset that whoever plays has to perform at a certain level, then it's fraught with danger. So will we play everyone who's available in our best 22 in the next week or 2? I can't guarantee you we will, but we'll be trying to win both games.